This is the loading screen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week. I'm Jordan McDonald, and as always, I'm here with Aaron.
Yep, I made it.
He made it.
I'm
Aaron
back.
has had an eventful week so far.
Yeah, flat tires suck.
On the interstate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
So why don't you? And then what happened today? You drove out.
Yep, got my tire fixed.
But what happened?
I jacked it up, and the jack slipped.
Slipped.
Yep. Truck came down, tumbling down.
So
Then you have to get another. My jack was then stuck under the truck, so you had to get another. You had to get another jack to jack up.
So did you have to
jack.
drive back?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So he's here.
Yeah.
He's here. He's dedicated to this podcast.
I am.
So, but how? Other than that,
Yeah.
I mean, that probably overrules anything good going on in your life. But
Apex Season 2 was pretty good.
you've been playing that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Been playing another Battle Royale game, though,
What's that?
called Apple Texas Hold'em. The original Battle Royale game.
Yes.
So,
So true.
yeah.
Wow. But you're playing Apex.
Yeah.
So, and it's good. Challenge system, leveling system. I'm assuming you have the battle pass.
Yep. So, yeah, the challenge system, it's pretty good. Like, there's certain challenges that have tiers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Fortnite still has a better system.
Ooh.
Like, better at tracking.
Oh,
like,
sure.
as things happen, you know, they're like, oh, you did it. It marks it
Yeah.
off. Also, if you don't complete the game or don't complete the match, the challenges don't stick. So if you lose connection for whatever reason,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You have to come back.
If you lose connection in Apex,
Correct, yeah.
they don't track. Understood.
Nope, which sucks.
I can imagine.
I got booted because EA servers are not fantastic.
What?
And and yeah. Anyway.
EA, I feel like EA is struggling pretty bad with server situations. Because, like, Anthem servers are terrible, too.
They've always been like that. Like, they don't want to invest in idle servers.
Sure.
You know, they'd rather run their servers to the max.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
EA better get on that.
Yeah.
Especially if Apex is going to be their cash cow.
Exactly. Like, you have to have servers in standby that are going to pick up the extra, you know.
Right. Huh. Well, I guess that's good to hear and also bad to hear
Yeah.
that's happening.
But, hey, it's whatever.
It's whatever. It's an improvement over what Apex was in Season 1.
It's
So
true.
That's good.
I'm sure Apex will get better over time, like Fortnite. So,
Very true.
but what have you been playing, Jordan?
What do you think I've been playing?
Destiny?
Yep. I mean, honestly, I haven't played Destiny in a little while, but that isn't because I don't want to. It's because I just haven't been able to. Because as I said last week, I went to my mom's lake house over the weekend,
Yeah.
which was great.
Right.
Very relaxing.
So, did you take your iPhone and remote play?
No. Nope, didn't do that.
Dang.
There's not really a connection out there. Like even if you have like
Google Stadia?
yeah, if you had Google Stadia, you couldn't play it. There's no connection out there at all. So, would not work.
Yeah, like, actually,
Can't even use my data.
yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, Google Stadia is not ready for mobile gaming
No.
at all. Like, it
No.
would wreck that shit.
You know, I thought about this last week after our show, but I feel like we talk about Stadia too much
Too much.
for a product that is very unproven. We talk about it a lot.
It's true.
Like, and I just don't believe in it, and I'm not excited for it. I'm kind of in like the standby where I'm just like waiting to see
No,
the ship sink.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I kind of am excited for it. I think their business model sucks.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, that's just my personal opinion. But yes, I'm playing Destiny. I will be playing tomorrow. Bad Juju just got released again. So there's a little bit of a quest. Exotic pulse rifle from Destiny 1. And it works just like the old one. And I loved that gun. So I'm going to be getting that. And yeah, Moments of Triumph just came out. So it's kind of how they round out the year in Destiny.
Gotcha.
So yeah, a lot of fun going to be had tomorrow. Woo-hoo. So yes. So before we get into the news, as always, just want to remind people that you can reach out to us. You can be part of the show.
Right.
This is the loading screen at gmail.com is our email.
Yep.
You can send us anything. So please do. We also have a Twitter if you're into that sort of thing at loading screen PC. And am I missing anything?
No, it's not for PC gamer.
If you're a PC gamer, you can think that it's meant for PC.
You could.
But you'd be wrong.
It's for podcasts.
It's for podcasts, yes. Well, without further ado...
Let's dive into the news.
On to the news. Let's talk about G2A.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So if you're not aware what this service is, it's basically a pretty shady marketplace where you get extreme discounts on games, including new releases. And while not confirmed, it's believed that the keys that they're getting to disperse to people and sell are more or less stolen somehow by some means. Recently, G2A sent out a pre-written article. They sent it out to at least 10 websites, like gaming websites, and asked these websites to post that article, obviously unedited, and not to say that it's associated at all with G2A, which is to say they wanted them to post it as if they wrote it.
Right.
Them, the site. Obviously, no site agreed to do that. But I brought that up because we talk about Epic Store a lot, and this is one of the, I guess it's more of a distributor, because they primarily sell just Steam keys.
Mm-hmm.
But this company is probably one of the worst companies in gaming. I don't like them.
Yeah, very scammy.
Yeah. And it's weird because they also used to sponsor a lot of streamers on Twitch. You used to have streamers that would have G2A logos everywhere. And they'd be I don't know if they were affiliates with them and if people used it with their promo code, if they got a part of that revenue or whatever. But yeah, they have spent several years trying to clean up their image, but to no avail.
Especially when they try to pull this shit again.
Right. So if you use that service, just don't. It seems pretty bad.
Shady. Yeah.
I mean, it always has, but this is one of the worst things I've seen in gaming reports is a company doing that. A pre-written article. So on to some other news. This is a two-parter. It's a Destiny piece of news, and it's also an AMD piece of news. Because AMD on the 7th released their Zen 2, the Ryzen 3000 series processors, and the GPUs, their Radeon 5700s.
Right.
Which are supposed to compete with the mid-tier NVIDIA cards. So much so that they actually dropped the price of the Radeon 5700s right before launch. Because of the super cards that just came out for NVIDIA.
Interesting.
So, first, the AMD processors, primarily right now, the Ryzen 9 3900X and the Ryzen 7 3700X are pretty much the reviewed because for whatever reason, AMD didn't send out the 3600s, the Ryzen 5s, the ones that I'm interested in. They didn't send those out to other people. They just sent the two top tier ones to reviewers. So I was kind of disappointed by that. But the benchmarks are crazy good for these Ryzen chips. So much so that I'm very excited to see what the Ryzen 600 can do, and I'm also excited to see what that means for console gaming, knowing that they have this tech in their consoles. But the bad news is that apparently Destiny 2 doesn't work on the Ryzen 3000 on the Ryzen 3000 chips.
Does it run Crysis?
I mean, I'm sure it does. Like if you have a Ryzen 3000 and you try to load up Destiny 2, does not work. Like it's not that it doesn't run, it just doesn't load up. And there's no, as far as people can tell, it's the only game so far that is having issues.
Gotcha.
So
is Bungie going to patch that?
Yeah, you would hope so.
But this happens. Like
it does.
There's incompatibility issues. It's not just like
right.
This isn't just death. Like this happens to other.
It does. I'm sure there's other games that are affected by this. But it's interesting because as far as I can tell, like I follow Bungie on Twitter and they haven't. I don't think they've even talked about this.
Can I just say one thing though?
You can, of course.
Shit like this is exactly why I hate PC gaming.
No, this is why.
Like you put in your fancy ass new card, and you can't play your favorite game.
This is why you wait before you buy. You have to be an informed consumer.
That's fair, but when it comes to brand new, spanky new technology, I don't have the patience, Jordan. But
fair enough.
I do want to play my. I do still want to play my games.
That's fair.
But anyway.
Anyways, I mean that's a good point. It is
why I prefer consoles. Is like I don't have to worry about my driver is. I don't know. There's just something like, you updated Windows and now it fucked something.
These are all fair things. I remember
this patch came in, just happens to not work with this particular CPU that's in your machine.
It just happens to be in your machine. Like it's just you. I remember back earlier in Destiny 2 PC days, there was an issue with AMD, I think it was graphics cards, where it could cause infinite loading screens. And literally, like, so if you're in a fire team, so if I was in a fire team with someone that had an AMD video card or graphics card, I, along with everybody else in that party, would be stuck in an infinite loading screen until that person, like, either left or got kicked or whatever.
Oh, my God.
I mean, obviously, they fixed that, but another reason why PC gaming is a little bit more
it's just like
involved.
There's so many different, so everyone's machine is just a little bit different, you know? So there's all these different environments for all of these different things to go wrong.
Yeah.
You know? It just, You install some piece of software, your antivirus doesn't like it. Happens to be your favorite game that you play. Next thing you know,
I mean, I will say, having said all that, because I used to be purely console, and then I migrated over to PC, and I had the same concerns. I was like, drivers, I don't know what that means. Like, how do I download these things? I will say that there is software available that makes it extremely easy.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like it's pretty dummy proof.
That's true. It's gotten better, but it's still
there.
Yeah,
it's fine. To me, it's worth it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Those 30 extra frames that I get in Destiny are totally worth it. Like I can't. Like I know you laugh.
Hey man, no, it's fine. I mean, I get it. Like I understand why people want a PC. Like, there's no limits on the power. Like if you're
limited frames,
the fatter your wallet is, the better experience you can get in your gaming.
True.
You know, better graphics, whatever. But at the same time, I also don't want to have to deal with
all of that.
Yeah, but also, if there is like an edge, like the professional gamers are all playing on top of the line machines. Yeah. So like they're not playing on things that get super fucking hot when, are going to overheat and melt.
Right.
Like, grandma's PC or something. They're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I kind of like the idea on consoles that everyone has the same box.
I mean, not anymore.
PS4 Pro.
Because now you have the enhanced versions of all these consoles.
Right, but Sony even made it like, they're like, okay, but even though the PS4 Pro can play at 60 frames,
right,
you can't do that in multiplayer. So it doesn't provide an edge.
Sure.
In the multiplayer experiences. But
right. Which I think
maybe better graphics, though.
Yes. We'll get to that later, because we're going to talk about some PlayStation news.
Okay.
And I think we'll bring this back. We'll bring that topic back up, I think. I don't think, I know. It's going to happen. But for now, let's talk about some Borderlands 3, because this game is a game that, the more the news that comes out about this game, the more and more excited I get to wait until next year to buy it on Steam. Because I'm not going to buy it on Epic. On the Epic Game Store. Just not.
You could get it on PS4, Jordan.
No. I'm going to get it on PC. And then I'll just play cross-platform with you.
I suppose.
I mean,
It'll be a year later, though.
No, 6 months.
Okay.
It's a 6-month thing.
So, March?
Yeah. Besides, I got Shadowkeep already this September. I'm not going to add, like, how am I going to juggle that?
Yeah. No,
There's no way.
That's a good point.
No way. And, Borderlands 3 looks great. But I'm a Destiny guy.
I'm going to have so many guns with legs without you.
But that's the other beauty. We'll get, like...
Oh, yeah, I can send you those weapons.
You could. So let's talk about this. So Borderlands 3... this article was about how Gearbox was detailing what it's going to be like, the multiplayer, the co-op element of their game, the things that they're improving. So first and foremost, they're going to have a pinging system,
right?
Very Apex-like. I saw a video where literally, if there's a chest, you can ping it and be like, "Hey, there's a chest over there," and everybody in your party gets to see that. Great. Awesome. And I'm assuming you also get to ping a specific gun, whatever, enemies. If you're doing like matchmaking, you get to continue to play the game. You don't have to sit and wait, which is great, which is something I wish Destiny would have. And then if a friend sells something, like a gun, at a vending machine, someone on their friends list can then go to a vending machine and buy that gun.
I know, that's actually the coolest thing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you can also mail guns to people. And then you can compare skill trees and loadouts of people on your friends list.
I know, a lot of awesome stuff. I wonder if that stuff will be, cross-platform. The
I would hope
comparison stuff.
I would hope so.
Neat.
I mean, that's a lot of very cool features.
Right. The economy thing is very exciting for me. Like selling your friend sells the gun to a vendor, and then it's there for you to buy.
That's very cool. So that when you combine that element, and then the fact that like I come in 6 months later than you, and you're max level, and I'm level 2, like we can still play together, and it's all level synced, and it all works for everybody. Your loot is still your loot at your level, and my loot is my loot at my level.
Mm-hmm.
Still awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm not worried about being behind. Like,
no, that's
like
fair.
with Destiny, like, yes, if you are behind, you're probably going to be behind for a little while.
They don't let you play the raids.
Hey, man, I have stories about not being invited to raids because I didn't have a certain weapon.
Tell me about it, Jordan. I didn't get a Gallarhorn until...
I didn't get Gallarhorn until Xur was selling it the second time, the week before it got nerfed.
Same. And I remember, like, having the coins, because it was, like, the second gun that was sold by Xur.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna save these coins and see what else they got.
I don't need this rocket launcher. And then it turns out to be the rocket launcher that you absolutely must have if anybody's ever gonna want to play with you. That was so disappointing. I remember, Mike.
Yeah.
Me and him, we used to play Destiny all the time because our schedules just matched up and we got to play in the mornings, and we would always try to go into the raid or go into Prison of Elders, and we would hold off on telling everybody else that I didn't have the Gjallarhorn until someone blatantly just asked. Like, hey, do you have a Gjallarhorn? And then Mike would be like, I have one. And then I'm like sitting over in the corner, like not saying anything.
But I have this. And this.
I have all these guns. Oh, you got to have Gjallarhorn. And I'm just like, all right, I'll leave.
Dude, like, that's what I hate about Destiny, though.
It's not like that. It's not like that anymore.
It's not like that. No, there's like...
It's just not.
Sometimes there becomes weapons that you just have... Like, this is the only way to finish it. You have to have these weapons. You have to be this light level, and... Just the way
I will say that it is not like that. You would... If you were to play, like, it would take you a little bit to get to proper, quote-unquote, proper level. But there are guns that are strong, yes, 100%. But there really isn't a gun that you, like, have to have. Not like Gjallarhorn. Not like that at all. There was for a while with Whisper of the Worm, but then they nerfed that a little bit, where it's still very strong, but it opened up like things that you could use instead.
Gotcha.
So it's very different. And you're just gonna have to take my word for that.
Okay. Oh, I will.
So Borderlands 3, very excited.
Yeah.
I'll hold off. I will. And it'll be great, because I actually just saw footage over the weekend of that game, and I had forgotten just how smooth and great the UI looked and how smooth the gameplay looked, and it just got me excited for it all over again. I'm
just playing Borderlands 2 a little bit here and there. It's just a fun, wacky world.
It is.
It's like...
It is. It is a great, like, video game.
Yeah. No, it is.
So, like, if you're looking for a good video game experience, it's probably one of the better ones.
It's also evolved properly for each generation.
Yeah.
You know what I was just thinking? So PS4 didn't get a Borderlands. Well, until just now.
Right.
But, like, we almost missed it this generation.
Almost.
But we technically missed a GTA this generation.
We still have time.
Unless one comes out next year.
Which I don't think, because I think we talked about the GTA 6 leak, and according to that leak, it's a next-gen game.
Right.
So, if that's true, then yeah, we will miss out on GTA. Technically. Even though GTA 5 did release on PS4 and Xbox One.
That was a PS3 game.
Fine.
I'm just saying.
And you know what? With backwards compatibility, it'll be a PS5 game.
Yeah, and it'll probably still like sell like hotcakes.
Probably. All right, so let's talk about Epic again. Yeah. The Epic Game Store, because
they did a cool thing.
They did. I mean, I guess. So Shenmue 3 was a crowdfunding game. It got, like, at the time, it was a record in terms of the amount of money that it pulled in. I think 6 million, something like that. We talked about it in a previous episode. And then it became an Epic Game Store exclusive. People were pissed because originally they crowdfunded this game thinking that it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be on things that they want to play it on. I mean, it's still, you can still get it on console, but EaseNet. I was thinking about how you pronounce that, but it's EaseNet. It's spelled YS.
Right.
But it's EaseNet is how you pronounce that. And Epic said that they were going to look into the situation. And basically what they said is that they will give you a refund of Shenmue 3 if you want, and Epic is going to cover the cost of that. So EaseNet is not paying for those refunds, which is good. That's a good thing for Epic. Or that's a good thing Epic is doing
yeah.
for EaseNet, and also the players that want one. But they are not offering Steam keys for Shenmue 3. So either you have to just buy it on Epic Game Store or you have to buy it on console. I mean, I don't know if this is a timed exclusive or what, or you could just wait until it comes to Steam, maybe at some point.
Yeah. I mean...
So that's cool, but I gotta say, with all this money that Epic is throwing around...
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same
this
thing.
This Fortnite money's gonna run out eventually.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like here pretty soon, you're gonna...
don't worry, we're gonna give you back all the money that was funding this game. And you're not even buying it necessarily.
I feel like they're watching like a Ninja stream and they're seeing all the money he's getting rolling in, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, here's some money. This game's still popular. He's still buying all these skins. Here you go. Here's all this money."
Yeah.
And I think eventually, because with all the things that they're doing, they're only pulling 12% off of game sales. I just think they're going to go to the well one day and they're going to be like, "Oh shit, we don't have as much as we once did."
Right.
And I think their business model is kind of flawed right now, because Fortnite's not going to be around forever. Eventually, people like even the Great Ninja is going to move on.
Exactly. There's going to be some other game.
Yeah. I mean,
you could almost say that Fortnite's kind of on its downswing right now.
Well,
they made less money than...
I mean, they still made a ton of money, but it was less money.
Right. You're going to get those people that just... You're going to get your people that are just going to keep playing this game for a super long time. Like, it's just so popular now. They're going to come back, every few months or whatever. So they're going to have a steady... whatever. Whether those people still feel the need to spend money on it, I don't know. But
right. I mean, because not only that, but it's also reliant on Epic's ability to continuously create content that people will want to buy. Because admittedly, a lot of the content, like the skins and all that other stuff that they sell, I mean, it's kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
Like, not only that, but like the skins and stuff that they put into their battle pass. Like, eventually you're going to be like, okay, we don't have any ideas.
Well, I don't know. There's imaginative people, but
I mean, that's true. I don't want to put limitations on that, but
I mean, you would say that, but then you'd be like, oh, well, we're going to run out of art because...
That's a fair point.
But anyway, I'm sure they can keep on making cool looking skins. But my biggest thing is you can only wear so many fucking skins.
That's true.
So like, I got to the point where I'm like, I literally don't need anything else. Like, I feel like the amount of shit that I know is digital content hidden behind screens, like, gave me like Horde flashbacks. Like I wish I could delete some of this stuff that I know I'm not going to use, but whatever.
But you can't.
No, can't. I have to see it. But no, anyway, they gave you a lot of, like, if you go through 4 or 5 battle passes, you have a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. My thing is, I just don't, I think most people are probably going to get to the point where, like, I don't need to buy any more skins. I have plenty of cool looking skins, or obviously buy less or whatever, but.
Right. I mean, to kind of put onto this is, just with like funds going into companies or whatever. I heard that Blizzard, like if you're paying a subscription for World of Warcraft, $15 a month, you personally are paying for, I think they said a week or 2 weeks worth of toilet paper for Blizzard. So like, that shows you just how far your money goes in those companies. So like, and how quickly that money can like disappear for that company.
It's true.
So like if Fortnite has 1 month where it tanks in revenue, how devastating that could be to Epic.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't know. I think it just takes one more big game,
right?
To steal your streamers.
Yeah.
Steal your free publicity, and I don't know.
I mean, I feel like for a minute,
the kids are going to go wherever the streamers go.
Right. And I think for a minute, Fortnite had to be sweating at least a little bit when Apex first came out.
Totally. That's why they have respawn vans in Fortnite now. That's why they're pretty much copying, like, they have a ping system.
Yeah.
It's like why they're like, okay, well, this stuff's really good. Mm-hmm. We should also put it in Fortnite.
I will say that there's quite a few streamers that I watch. Granted, I don't really watch Fortnite streamers. Dr. Lupo is probably one of the ones that I do watch, but the ones that I've seen play the game, I watch these streamers because they played Destiny or other games, and then they kind of went to Fortnite, and now they're back off of it. A lot of them say that they don't like playing that game because the game has become too build focused and not like gun focused.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing.
So I think it's only a matter of time before other people find other reasons not to be in that game anymore. Because, I mean, they add so much crap to that game that it's just like, eventually you're going to piss someone off.
No, I mean, whatever. It's a fun game. It's cool. I mean, part of me wishes they would just go back to
OG.
So that was actually when it was original. The build mechanics were clunky.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just build. Like, it wasn't as simple as putting up this tower. Like, the game was gonna fuck you because of how clunky it was. So like, you couldn't be this master builder. But at some point they optimized it so you could just build really fucking fast. You hold the button and it just whips up walls and whatever. So I think at that point is when the game really changed. It's like, okay, well, it went from used to be really clunky to build to now people can become these master builders.
Yep.
Yep. And yeah, at that point the game changed forever. And I don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't know if it became a better game necessarily, but
well, because I feel like the gunplay in that game was good.
Yeah.
Like shooting guns and like getting crits and all that other stuff was very satisfying.
Yeah, it was.
And I mean, I guess you got to make yourself stand out for unique reasons, but God, like it's just I want a much more straightforward system.
Like, yeah, and this is the kind of thing I wish that happened in the multiplayer, is I wish there was actually forts that people built.
Right.
And then the other team, had to siege or whatever. That'd be cool shit. Like, that would be the
incredible
game. Yeah.
Like, you have a team of 4.
And I always thought, like,
that
if there was any game that could do it, it's Fortnite. But no.
I don't see it.
Like, I don't know. It just seems like such a missed opportunity.
I agree.
But
I completely agree. And then to wrap this up, of course, EaseNet and, more importantly, Epic said that this situation will not happen again. Crowdfunded games
off
limits.
All right.
I assume that's unless the game, when it's put on like Kickstarter or whatever, if it says in the description, fund this game, it will be on Epic Games Store exclusively, then that's probably a different story. But yeah. I don't know if that's really ever going to happen.
I'll say, despite all of the like drama that EGS has taken the industry through, Tim Sweeney seems like a swell guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, I think his intentions are good.
Yeah, but he's making very drastic swings in the industry, yes.
I feel like
it's very unsettling.
I think he just needs to tap the brakes.
Yeah.
Like, I think
they need to see how their store is going to
yes. I think buying Rocket League, Psyonix.
Yeah. Smart move.
Very smart. I think that was great. That's an independent developer with one of the biggest games in the world, and you bought it.
Fits kind of their dynamic.
Yeah. I think they should just tap the brakes, get their store more like better.
Yeah.
Because
build a cart.
yeah, have a cart, get your trophy system or achievement system in place, just make it user friendly. I mean, I know they have the free games on there that they do every couple weeks or whatever, which is cool, I guess, but just get a few of those things ironed out and then like start doing.
I don't know. I could see it going one of two, give it like 2 years, and I could either see the Epic Game Store being super successful and it's like, okay, well, it all paid off. Or I could just see it being like, okay, well, this thing is not working out and we're closing shop. Like,
right.
I can see it going one of two ways.
I think it'll be around forever, but I just think eventually, like, the worst thing that would happen for Epic is that their Epic launcher would literally just have their games on it.
Yeah, I could see that too.
And then, so it would have Fortnite and Rocket League on it. And that's it.
And Dauntless.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's talk about Xbox. You want to talk about Xbox? This is your favorite topic.
Yeah.
And this is more specific to Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
And subscription-based gaming services in general. So a few developers, and when I say a few, one of the primary ones was the developer, I can't remember the name, but of the game Rime. You ever play that game? It's like an indie title, has like the tower and the kid. I played a little bit of it, and then I just got frustrated because it's like a puzzle thing, and I was just like, forget it. Not worth it. But he quite likes the model that Microsoft has for Game Pass. He phrased it, Microsoft understands what developers need.
He's also the developer that would make a kind of game that would fit on Apple Arcade, but
yeah. So when I read the full article, it what he meant by that became a little bit more clear. In that he says that Microsoft understands what developers need, and I pretty much just read that as saying Microsoft gave us money, and that's what we needed. Because then Paradox Interactive, the ex-CEO Fred Wester, he came out not very enthusiastic about the subscription model, at least that Game Pass has, because he started talking about OnLive. You remember that old service?
Oh yeah.
OnLive was, of course, a streaming service way back in like 2014.
Older,
probably. And then Sony bought it. And
then Sony bought Gaikai.
Right, but didn't OnLive kind of merge into that too?
No,
maybe not.
Sony spent like
Gaikai and OnLive were like at the same time.
Sony spent like $100 million on Gaikai, something astronomical.
100 million. Anyways,
maybe not that much.
So, Mr. Wester said that OnLive had a service or a model that basically the more hours your game is played, the more money you get.
Right.
And then he's like, so there's two different types. There's that type of model, and then there's the model where they just give you a lump sum, and that's what you get. No matter how long or short someone plays, that's what you get. And Paradox, he goes on to say that like our games at Paradox are perfect for how many hours, because people spend thousands of hours in their game. They have like city builder kind of strategy games. So yeah, players spend a ton of time in those games. So you would obviously want to get paid by the
Stellaris?
hour. Yes, Stellaris.
Stellaris, yeah.
Yes. So basically, Microsoft would fall in the category of they're just paying a lump sum. And then he goes on to say that if you're a developer in one of these subscription models, you better be careful, because when you go back to them and be like, hey, here's another game, they may not want your game. And now your funds are like, you don't have any more money. So it was very interesting. He was actually pretty hostile in the interview toward, like, I don't want to say hostile, but he was like waving the red flag for all these developers. He's like, look, just make better, like make, not better, but like make games that people want to buy. because that's the one way you're going to have sustainable success.
No, I mean, he's right. Like,
he is.
It's hard. I mean, that's hard to knock. Like, if you, I don't think it's fair that everybody, signs up to be on Game Pass and everybody gets a lump sum. Like, the ideal is, maybe there's a lump minimum, and then after
there's like incentives.
Right. So like, hey, we'll give you this chunk that gets your game there. Mm-hmm. And then after how many hours people play on your game, depend on how much is paid out to you. I think that is truly a better system. Like,
right. So like, I'll give you $10 million, and then if people play your game over 20 hours, we'll give you this much more.
Right. How many hours you accumulated. Mm-hmm. So like work hour or play hours. I mean, if 100,000 people play yours, only 15 hours, but then 10,000 people play yours, 1,500 hours. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, but I also think that's why Apple is kind of choosing that same model, is because they don't want the riffraff at the bottom, that people that are just putting like mediocre games out there to get into Apple Arcade, mm-hmm. and then expect to get a lump sum from it. Like, they want to, Apple wants there to be like a certain level of quality.
Right.
So like, okay, well, you have to be getting this certain amount of hours mm-hmm. on your games. And, of course, we'll keep you on Apple Arcade and we'll pay out and
right.
this sort of stuff. So,
yeah.
Anyway, makes sense to me.
Yeah. And he also said that the future of like a Game Pass service, while a nice thing, probably isn't sustainable in the long haul. So I thought that was all very interesting. And considering that we've talked about, Game Passes, and you got all these developers coming out with them now, it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out.
Yeah.
Just because it does seem, at face value, it does seem to be a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
especially for the gamer.
Right. I mean,
maybe it makes more sense for the publishers.
It makes more sense for the first party publisher. Like, it makes sense for Xbox to put their games on there and be like, hey, you just pay us a flat fee, and all these first party games of ours, you get to play. Right. Like, it totally makes sense. And then the other stuff that's out there is just kind of, bonus, really. Sure. But, it makes sense because, if you ever look at a chart on revenue for games, like, that launch is insane. Right. Like, 95% of their income comes in that first 3 months. And then after that, it's just a slow, long death until they're hardly selling anything.
Until Christmas.
Right.
I heard when Christmas rolls around, that's when you get your second significant bump. And then after that, it's like dead.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, no, it makes sense because with a subscription model, Microsoft can still, make their subscription model look more valuable by having games that aren't selling all that well anymore. You know? And so, yeah,
it's true.
From that perspective, yeah, it does make sense. But for pubs like Rime, I think the Paradox CEOs kind of got it right there, and
maybe
just make better games.
Just make better games. Rime was a fine game, but
it's what the people want. Make better games.
Let's skip to Nintendo. I had PlayStation here, but I feel like we're going to end on that one.
Okay.
But let's talk about Nintendo, because I almost didn't want to bring this one up, but then I felt like I had to. So now bear with me here.
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto claims that Nintendo is not far behind with their online services or their VR experience, stating, while we entered virtual reality and online gaming later, it isn't a matter of us being quote-unquote behind. we have actually been conducting practical research on these technologies from the very beginning. During that time, we have been thoroughly checking whether users can use this technology with ease and whether or not we can provide such services at an affordable cost. And I bring this up because I work in retail.
Yeah.
And I have seen the Nintendo Labo situation. Folded up pieces of cardboard that people then use in various ways.
It's VR now.
One of them is a VR set.
Yeah.
And basically what it is there's a slot to put the console, and then there's like these goggles or like these lenses that like warp your vision, so it like wraps your eyes or whatever, like the screen.
Yeah.
So it gives you this effect of visual or virtual reality. And I gotta say, if that doesn't scream you're behind on VR, I don't know what does. Like, the Switch is I'm sure it's a fine console. I played yours for a little while. It's fine. It does what it's supposed to do.
It's a great portable device.
Right.
But this Shigeru Miyamoto is fucking delusional.
Yes. Like, good
Dude's had
Lord.
way too much sake or something.
And how is your online service not behind?
Yeah, it doesn't even play on your system. Like,
do you still have to use your phone for a party chat?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's awful.
Like, shit, Sony, some could consider Sony behind in the online experience because, like, until recently, you couldn't even change your name.
Right.
And now you can, but it can break, like, your game
your
saves
trophies.
and your trophies.
Yeah.
So, like, even that's like, well, shit. Like, lucky enough for me, I don't want to change my name on it ever. But golly, unreal.
No.
Unfreaking real. And I mean, it's fine because if I were to get a Switch, it's not to play games online. It's not to play VR. It's just to play the Zeldas and whatever, on the couch. So it doesn't matter. But God, like, what a terrible statement.
They're so
unaware.
The Vita had party chat.
Yeah.
On the system.
Yeah.
You could send messages on the system.
Oh, man.
Whatever.
Anyways, Nintendo's a great company, but sometimes they are just a bunch of wackos, man. They are crazy.
Yeah. I don't think they give a shit about selling to the Western market.
I don't think they do either.
They're like, okay, well, we own Japan, and that's all that matters to us.
They probably sell just enough in, like, America and stuff like that to be like, yeah, that's a good market to be a part of.
I seriously think they just hope to dominate the Japanese market all the time.
And I would soon rather have them come out and say, look, we're not doing this. VR, all this other stuff, we're not doing that. We're just going to make awesome Mario games, Metroid, Zelda, all these games. We're just going to do that, and then we're going to have, the third-party support, but
yeah,
we're not going to do. I would much rather them just say that. But nevertheless, let's move on to PlayStation. We're going to end on PlayStation. So Sony, literally, we talked about the PlayStation Plus games.
Yeah.
Last week. Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 and Horizon something. Not Horizon Zero Dawn.
No.
But Horizon Chase
some
racing turbo thing.
Which is actually, it's like Cruising America. Whatever. Yeah. That's what it's like.
Yeah. So, literally, the moment we stopped recording and I went and I was online, I saw an article that said, oh, we're changing the games. Well, one of the games.
Yeah.
So they took out Pro Evolution Soccer.
They took out PES.
And they replaced it with Detroit Become Human, the digital deluxe version.
Which gives you like 3 games.
Is it 3 or is it just Heavy Rain?
No, it gives you Beyond Two Souls.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It gives you Heavy Rain.
Yep.
And then it also gives you Detroit.
The PS4 version of Heavy Rain. And then I guess Beyond Two Souls came out on PS4 too, remastered or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it came out like as a collection, if I remember right.
I'm pretty sure it comes out with all. I'm pretty sure it's 3 games. Jordan will fact check me next week.
I'm gonna put my money on that. It's just Heavy Rain.
Okay.
We'll have a correction next week though. So no reason was given by PlayStation for the Switch.
Right.
And Konami, who publishes Pro Evolution Soccer, I'm just going to call it PES from now on.
Yeah.
They were also not given any reason. Basically, people asked, why did this change happen? And Konami just said, ask Sony. We don't know. So I thought that was very interesting. Because then, I mean, no one really knows for sure exactly how PlayStation Plus works with the free games. You would imagine they get, like, the developer/publisher gets money. So did Konami just get money and for free?
I'm sure we'll see it next month.
Maybe.
You know.
And then as far as the reason why it happened, people would have to expect there was a ton of backlash.
Yeah,
because I think even we were talking about how terrible those selections were.
Right. I mean, they put out a great game for sure.
No. Yeah. So
but I think
it seems like, I mean, the Detroit one is huge.
I think people are, waiting for Horizon. Let's drop Horizon. Like, let's drop, whatever. Like, is Killzone Shadowfall? Did that even ever become a PS
I don't
Plus
think
game?
So. I don't see why that doesn't happen more.
Exactly. Like,
I don't understand that.
I want to say Knack did.
I think yes. I think you're right.
But I
think even Knack 2 did.
Are you sure?
Maybe. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Anyways, really, really good swap.
Yeah.
And so, that's something Sony needs to do. I think that Sony, and again, they got the money, they got to spend it or whatever.
Part of this is because we got spoiled, though. PS3
got good games
every month. It felt amazing.
But still, I don't know if it's totally unrealistic because we talked about what happens with sales of games.
Yeah.
And is it really that crazy to be like, okay, we're going to take this PlayStation exclusive, and at this time, like this mark after its release date, we're going to make it a PlayStation Plus game.
I feel like they're almost trying to hold on to them for the sequel drops. So that
could be.
They're like, okay, Horizon 2 is about ready to come out. Let's give them Horizon Zero Dawn.
Sure, I mean...
Oh, we're going to come out with a new 1886? Play the original.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Come on, Jordan, let it happen.
1887. I mean, I hope it does, but I don't think it is. Anyways, I think you're right about that. I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
I think sequel drops, because they do that even with some of the other games that they do.
Right. It makes sense for the Borderlands 2 thing.
Right.
Get people hyped over the summer.
Yep. And then there was that DLC that came out that was exclusive to the Handsome collection of the game. So it all just fit.
And now I think it costs money to download.
Does it really?
I'm pretty sure it was a limited time to download Lilith Commander.
Those greedy bastards.
Yep. Gave it away though for free.
Yeah, that's true. So we talked about this a little bit in the beginning, and this is the official wrap up here. So a report from the Wall Street Journal states that the Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida describes the next PlayStation is aimed toward hardcore gamers that obsess over the latest features and is a niche product aimed at serious players. So, with that statement, and the statement that we already and all the information that we have about PlayStation, the fact that it has SSD, the fact that it's going to have ray tracing, it's going to have cool surround sound, 3D audio, whatever you want to call that.
Binaural.
There it is. Is this console going to be top-notch $600, $700 piece of equipment?
Dude, like,
like don't even account
$500 is that. I think that'll be like lowballing.
Sure.
$550, $600. I almost feel like it'll be $600.
So the logic behind it is that really the hardcore gamers are going to be the ones that get this console at launch.
Yeah.
And there are people that want top end experience. And then there's other people that wait several years to buy the console after it launches for it to like drop price and stuff like that. So, the enthusiasts, if you will, are going to want current features in whatever console that they get. So this is why, I talk a lot about PC and I do all this other stuff, and AMD has their processors out. And right now I'm leaning PC, like I'll get a new Ryzen, whatever. But I'm really waiting to hear, and I guess see, the PlayStation 5. And I want to hear what Sony has to say about what it's going to be able to do, what's inside, and like officially. And I want to see games. I want to see how they're running, all that other stuff, until I really make a decision. Because like statements like that, I'm just like, I'm sitting here like shit. Maybe, the console experience is kind of shifting over into, no, this thing could literally, you can build a PC at this price and it would do the same thing. What?
I don't think so, Jordan.
What?
I don't think you could build a PC at $600.
You'd be surprised.
That'd be that powerful.
I think you'd be surprised.
I don't.
You can get a Ryzen 3600 for $200 and a motherboard for.
Then you do all that stuff. Then you have to put up with the PC experience.
Oh, jeez.
See what I'm saying here?
No.
Yeah.
I don't. What are you saying?
You're gonna be like, oh, now I gotta worry about my drivers.
But those are all free.
Gotta update my clients so I can play my games. And then my clients update, and then I have to update the games. And then Norton Antivirus doesn't like this driver.
But none of that has anything to do necessarily with the price. That's just like whatever.
Exactly. You're right. It matches the price, and you get the added frustration for free.
But it's not that frustrating. You want to know how many times
you're building you're building a low-end PC, and from my experience is PC gaming gets more frustrating the further bottom of the barrel you try to get.
But I don't really think, I mean, we're kind of speculating because we don't really know what the PS5 is going to do. But I don't, like, if this console comes out and it's $600, like, you could build a pretty good PC for $600. Like, a pretty good PC.
Yeah. But I don't play PC because, I mean, the reason I play console is because it's
I'm saying,
convenient.
When I say pretty good, I'm saying you could buy a computer. Like, when I say buy, I mean build a computer. Because you're not going to buy a pre-built for $600 and get console experience.
But okay, are you assuming that they already have a case? Are you assuming that they already have a PSU? Are you assuming they have parts?
Typically, yes.
Because
I would say the vast majority of people have a PC in their house.
Like cooling, PSUs, cases. I mean, you're already $150, $200.
But cooling. I mean, the Ryzen chips come with a cooler.
Okay, but I mean,
but what?
I don't know. Arctic thermal paste, like whatever.
That comes pre-applied.
Okay. There's that video on The Verge for how to.
Oh my god! That even as a novice PC builder, that is.
If you are curious about building your own PC,
no, never. I'll make a video for you. Oh man,
the amount of thermal paste.
Yeah. He like laid it on there.
He like
if he would have
made a spider web.
Yeah, if he would have shown him putting the fan on the processor, that stuff would have like spilled out like mayonnaise. Oh, did they show that part?
Yeah, like squished out.
Yeah, like a mayonnaise from a sandwich.
And then you're like supposed to hold the little clip so you don't actually touch your CPU. And he just takes it off like
yeah. Yeah. That was such a joke. I don't know. Like, I know it wasn't fake, but there's still a part of me that was like, that had to be fake.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one reviewed it.
The comments on that video, no one can comment on it, I'm pretty sure. They disabled it.
It's so, like, I don't visit PC Master Race that often, but that was they were like just grilling that video the entire week.
Yeah.
And the fact that The Verge came out, defended it at first. And then they're like, okay.
Oh, the guy also put in the power supply upside down.
Yeah.
So the fan was blowing into the case.
That's why that had to have been, like, he had to be trolling The Verge or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It had to be. There's no way that, I don't know. Just, anyways.
Like, I lost it after I saw how, okay, if you're putting on thermal paste, like, a dot.
Pea size.
Yep, that's the general rule of
right
thumb.
In the middle.
And
don't do corners or whatever weird thing, just right in the middle.
That is the most I see is they do smaller than pea size, but it's like 4 dots.
Right.
But not a spider web.
Yeah, don't draw on there with the thing. That's very, very bad.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm curious to see what the PS5 is going to do.
All right, and
that's all I'm going to say.
And then after it, Jordan's going to create a build spec of how you can build a PC that's as equivalent in power.
If not better.
Yeah. From ground up.
I think you'd be surprised.
And we'll read off the parts list and you can go out and build your own.
Yeah. I think you'd be very surprised.
I don't know. Like, I feel like with the start of the PS4 gen, people tried to build a PC as cheap as $400 some and couldn't get close. For the PS4's power at the time.
I don't have any way to, I guess, combat that opinion. I mean, I do know that I ran The Witcher 3 on a 750 Ti at better frame rates than what the PS4 did. That's a $120 graphics card. I can't say because my CPU is extremely expensive.
What happened to that PC, Jordan?
Which one?
That one.
No, you're thinking about the AMD one.
Okay.
That I had for like several years.
Yeah, what happened to that PC?
It died on me.
How did it die?
The processor did. But that was back when like AMD was not Ryzen AMD.
But what did it do?
It died.
I thought, didn't it like heat up? Like...
It didn't heat up. Well, okay, so it died. So I'm playing League of Legends or whatever, and the screen just goes like it starts to like the screen's just starting to fuck up.
Yeah.
And then it just dies. And then my PC dies. Like, the tower just turns off. And I'm like, what the fuck was that about? So I open up the case, and, like, there's a little bit of smoke coming from the processor. So I take off the fan, and, like, just a pretty noticeable size of puff of smoke lifts off. And it just... You have to understand that, like, that was when AMD was not very efficient when it came to power.
Okay.
Like... But the new CPUs they have, they deal out more processing power, and they use significantly less power than even Intel's chips.
All right, fair enough.
They're better. They are so good.
Fair enough, Jordan.
I'm just telling you. Like I said,
that sounds like a PC problem.
No, it's just everything. Consoles die.
Yeah. That's true.
Consoles die all the time. It happens. It'll happen to your PS4 eventually, too.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
That thing's a beast.
It's a great console.
I mean, I'm on the Pro now, but...
Yeah.
Still have my OG.
Because the OG just isn't good enough.
Actually,
I'm just kidding.
I actually did have to swap out my first PS4.
Yeah? What happened?
It did die.
Yeah, see? It does happen.
I was playing like Black Flag or something.
You gotta make sure to clean out those vents, those air vents.
It wasn't even it. Like it just
literally crapped out on you.
Yep.
See?
For once I was glad I bought the Geek Squad stuff.
It happens. It's technology, man. So yeah, like I said, I hate to come across as like a PC master. I'm just not. I'm just saying that I'm watching. Like, it's there. If it's going to be that powerful, if it's going to deliver the type of experience that I want, then I will probably be on board.
I'm excited.
I am too. Super excited. But yeah, that's all I had for this week. Is that all you have?
That's all I got. I'll tell you what. If you want to catch us next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
What happens next week?
You can hear our podcast. We record on Tuesdays.
It's true.
We put it out on the internet and interwebs and however it gets to your ears on Wednesdays. So you can like, subscribe, do whatever, tell your friends, tell your family, keep us alive, let us know you love us with subscriptions and maybe an email to where is that, Jordan?
This is the loading screen at gmail.com. Link will be in the description.
Yep. You can send us hate mail. Or constructive criticism.
Yeah. Are you PC Master Race? Are you excited about Zen 2?
Yeah.
Are you excited about the next PS5? Are you a console lifer?
That Aaron guy really loves Sony, and he seems to like Apple a lot. What's up with that doucher?
What is up with that doucher?
Yeah. You can ask that in the email.
Yeah. And we'll have an entire episode dedicated
to what is up with that doucher?
With that doucher. If someone... Here, I'll make a deal. If one person emails, what is up with that doucher, not only will we ask that question, we will title the next episode, What is up with that doucher?
Yeah, we'll do it. I know one person that would do that for sure.
I know, yes. We're probably thinking of the same person. So it's up to that person
to listen to this episode.
You know who we're talking to.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. Again, Twitter is at Loading Screen PC if you want to follow us there. If not, totally fine. I think that's it. Have a good rest of your week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.